Dear students, today we will discuss transportation problem using Hogel's approximation method. To solve transportation problem, we need to calculate initial basic feasible solution, and that initial basic feasible solution you can calculate either by using northwest corner method, least cost method, or Hogel's approximation method. But the basic importance among these three methods is that Hogel's approximation method gives you optimum initial basic feasible solution as compared to least cost and northwest method. Actually, the basic objective of transportation problem is to calculate minimum transportation cost. But in some cases, you might be asked to calculate maximum transportation cost. So in that case, how to solve maximization problem? Those things we are going to discuss in today's discussion. We'll see what is the method to solve this problem. So there are four steps you have to follow. First, you have to check whether the given transportation problem is balanced or not. For that, you have to check demand and supply values. If the demand and supply are not equal, then you have to make equal by adding either dummy supply or either adding dummy demands. So by adding dummy demand and supply, you can make the problem balanced. Then you have to convert the maximization problem into minimization problem. To convert maximization transportation problem into minimization transportation problem, the process is you have to identify all cost matrices of that particular transportation problem. You have to identify all cost values, and from that cost values, we have to identify maximum cost value. And from that cost value, we have to subtract all remaining cost value of that cost matrix or transportation matrix. Once you do this activity, then your maximization problem converted into minimization problem. And then you have to solve. For that, what you have to do? You have to calculate penalty for each row and column. How to calculate penalty value? Penalty value for each row for a particular row is equal to, we have to check which is the minimum value from that row and which is next minimum value from that row. And you have to calculate the difference between these two values. Difference between smallest of two values is nothing but penalty value for a row. Likewise, you have to calculate penalty value for all rows and penalty values for all columns also. So in first step, you have to first check problem is balanced or not. If it is unbalanced, then convert it into balance. Then you have to convert maximization problem into minimization problem by subtracting all cost from maximum cost of that particular cost matrix. Third, you have to calculate penalty values for all rows and all columns. Once you calculate all those things, then in second step, you have to select, you have to verify, you have to view all the penalty values and select maximum penalty value or highest penalty values that may be either in row or column. That may be either in row or column. If the highest penalty value is in particular column, then you have to select minimum cost from that particular column. Or if the penalty value is maximum for a row, then you have to scan all costs for that particular row, and from that values we have to identify minimum unit cost cell. And for that minimum cost cell, you have to check whether demand is minimum or supply is minimum. What is the minimum value? That value you have to assign for that particular cell. If there are more than one minimum value in the particular row or particular column, then you have to check which maximum quantity we can allocate for that particular cost. So while selecting the demand or supply for both cost, you have to check which maximum value we can assign for that particular cell. That value you have to select. Once you select that value, you have to adjust supply and demand, and you have to eliminate row or column whose demand is 0, then we have to eliminate that column. When supply is 0, we have to eliminate that row. So by eliminating row and column, we have to restart from this second step. From the first step, that is, you have to calculate penalty values, then calculate highest penalties, then from that penalty cell or penalty row or column, you have to select minimum unit cost, and for the unit cost you have to allocate demand or supply values. So these things you have to repeat till all demand and supply value becomes zero. So we'll see one basic example that will help you to understand this WAM method very easily. See, so solve the following or solve the transportation problem to find maximum initial basic feasible solution using Hogel's approximation method. That is WAM method. So here they have asked you to calculate maximum initial basic solution. Basic feasible solution means what? What will the maximum transportation cost needed to fulfill the demand and supply? They have asked you. So here these D1, D2, D3, D4 are nothing but we can say distributors which are having demand of 8, 5, 8, 7 and 40 units. S1, S2, S3 are nothing but sources which are having capacity to produce 7, 9 and 18 units. These 90, 30, 50, 10, these are called as cost of transportation per unit. So these values are called as actually cost matrix. These values are called as cost matrix. To solve this problem, first thing you have to check whether the problem is balanced or not. So if you do the addition of all supply and all demands, you come to know that supply is equal to 34, demand is equal to 34. So demand and supply both are same. So given problem is balanced transportation problem. Now to convert this balanced transportation problem from maximization to minimization, because the question itself contains the word maximization. This means the problem is for maximization. So we have to convert the maximization problem into minimization problem. So for that, what you have to do, we have to identify which is the maximum cost. Which is the maximum cost. From that cost, you have to subtract all cost values. When you subtract all cost values and new matrix you will get, that is called as minimization transportation matrix. So after this, what values we will get? Here we have written here. Here the total demand is equal to 34 units, total supply is equal to 34 units. Hence, given problem is balanced transportation problem. To convert maximization transportation problem into minimization transportation problem by subtracting each transportation cost from maximum transportation cost. The maximum transportation cost was 70. From 70, we have subtracted all cost and we get this new revised matrix. Having values 51, 40, 20, 60. Now you have to solve this using WAM method. So for that purpose, what is step? We have to calculate the penalty values for each row. So for this row, we have to identify which is the minimum value 20, which is next minimum value 40. So we have to calculate difference between these two. See here. In the first row, minimum value is 20, next minimum is 40. So 40 minus 20, 20. Likewise, in this row, which is minimum, 0 is minimum. Which is next minimum, 10 is a next minimum. So 10 minus 0 is 10. In this row, minimum is 0, next minimum is 30. So 30 minus 0 is 30. Likewise, we have to calculate penalty values per column also. So minimum value is 0, next minimum is 30. So 30 minus 0, 30. In this case, minimum value is 40. These 40 are, we have to treat it as a single value, 40. Next minimum value is 62. So 62 minus 40 is 22. So here, minimum is 0, next minimum is 20. So 20 minus 0, 20. So here, minimum is 10, next minimum is 50. So 50 minus 10 is 40. So when you scan all penalty values, we have to identify which is maximum penalty value. So maximum penalty value is 40. So in 40 value is the 40 is penalty value for this particular column. So in this column, we have to identify which is minimum cost. For maximum penalty value, we have to scan for minimum cost, and the minimum cost is 10. So we have to allocate values for this cell. So for this cell, what is supply and what is demand? Supply is 9 units, demand is 14 units. So which is minimum? 9. So all 9 units I have to allocate here. So when I allocate 9 units to this particular cell, then supply is equal to 9 minus 9, 0, 14 minus 9, 5. So the supply becomes 0, supply becomes 0. Now we have to ignore this row because all supply is finished. So penalty value we have to treat as a 0 here, dash here. Now remaining cells we have to calculate penalty value for other cells by ignoring this value. Okay, so next time what will the which is minimum value in this row? 20 is the minimum, next minimum is a 40. So 40 minus 20. Now in this case, which is minimum? 0, next minimum is 30. So 30 minus 0 is 0. So here we are ignoring this because the value is 0, so penalty value is dash. So in this case, minimum is 20, next minimum is 40, 40 minus 20 is 20. This we are not calculating because supply is 0. So next minimum is 0, next minimum is 30, 30 minus 0 is 30. So for this column, minimum is 0, next minimum, we are not taking into consideration this 0 because we have removed this particular row. So minimum is 30, next minimum is 51. So 51 minus 30, 20. So in this case, minimum is 40, next minimum is 62. 62 minus 40, 22. In this case, minimum is 0, next minimum is 20. So 20 minus 0, 20. Here minimum is 50, next minimum is 60. 60 minus 50, 10. So what we have to do now? We have to check all penalty values. We have to check all penalty values. From these penalty values, we come to know that 30 is the maximum value. So in this row, we have to check which is the minimum cost. So which is minimum cost? 0 is the minimum cost. So we have to do allocation for this 0th cost. So when we are selecting this cell, we have to check demand and supply values. So demand is 7 units, supply is 18 units. So minimum is 7, so we have to allocate 7 units here. So when you allocate 7 units here, so you have to subtract this unit from demand as well as supply. So 7 minus 7, 0. 18 minus 7 is 11. So this cell becomes 0. So in next iteration, we are not considering this row, this column for any calculation. So here that is dash. Now for third iteration, what we have to take into consideration? We have to ignore this D3 and S2. So what is values? 51, 40 and 60. Out of these, which is minimum? 40 is minimum. Next minimum is 51. So 51 minus 40 is equal to 11. In this case, minimum is 30, next minimum is 50. So 50 minus 30 is equal to 20. In this case, 51 minus 30, 20. 62 minus 40, 22. This cell we are not taking into consideration because the demand is 0. Then 60 minus 50 is 10. So we have to compare all cost. So from this, we come to know that the maximum cost is 22. Then you have to scan. Then you have to scan the minimum value from this row. We have to scan minimum value from this row. So which is minimum? Actually, this row is already finished. So 40 and 62. Out of this 40 is minimum. So we have to wait. Actually, this row is finished. Wait, this row is also finished. This row is also finished, and this allocation we are already done. So only one cell is remained, 62. So we have to select 62 as a row. 62 as a row. When you are selecting this row, then we have to allocate available. We have to check available demand and supply. The demand is 1 unit and supply is 11 units. Then which is minimum? 1 is minimum. So we have to allocate 1 here and subtract 1 from demand as well as supply. So we will get 0 demand and 10 as a supply. So when this becomes 0, then you have to ignore this particular column also. Now only 2 cells are remain, 30 and 50. 30 and 50. So in this case, what you have to do? We have to check the difference between 50 minus 30. 50 minus 30 is 20, and here 30 and 50. So scan the penalty values. After you scanning penalty values, we come to know that 50 is having more penalty value. Then you have to scan the rows. Scan the cells from this particular column. So in this column, actually this first row, second row are finished. Only one cell is remained. So we have to select this cell, 50 cell. So when you select this cell, we have to check demand and supply. The demand is 5 units and supply was 10 units. So minimum is 5 units that you have to allocate for this cell. and the demand becomes 0 and supply becomes 5. So now this cell also we have to remove in case of penalty calculation because the demand becomes 0. So supply is equal to 30, demand is equal to 30 in this case. So supply is equal to 30, demand is equal to 30. So we have to select maximum penalty, both are same. So you can select this 30 cell and you can allocate the remaining demand and supply. So demand is 5, supply is 5. We can give 5 units to this cell and subtract this 5 units from demand and supply. So you will get demand equal to 0 and supply is equal to 0. Now we can check whether the all demand value is 0 and all supply value is 0, means we have solved the problem effectively. Here demand and supply are 0, means we have solved the problem. Then next thing what you have to do, we have to check whether the degeneracy is occurred or not. What do you mean by degeneracy? In degeneracy you have to count how many allocations we have made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 allocations we have made. And what is the value of m plus n minus 1? M is equal to number of distributors, we can say D1, D2, D3, D4, that is 4. S1, S2, S3, this is 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. M plus n minus 1 is equal to 6. Means number of allocations is equal to m plus n minus 1. Hence degeneracy is achieved. We have achieved the degeneracy. Now to calculate final answer, what you have to do? We have to take the original cost matrix. This is converted cost matrix from maximization to minimization. Now we have to take original cost values from your example, and when you put that original cost values here, we can easily calculate the total transportation cost. So for that purpose, you have to just multiply 7 into 30 plus 9 into 60 plus 5 into 40 plus 1 into 8 plus 7 into 70 plus 5 into 20. If you solve this expression, you will get total transportation cost required using Vogel's approximation method, that is 1548 rupees. So in this way, you can easily calculate maximum transportation cost required using VAM method. So if you have any doubts regarding this, you can ask me on my mobile number. My mobile number is 9850098225. My name is Dr. B.J. Mohiti. If you have any doubts, you can call me. We will stop here. Thank you.